Hello lovely people, my name is Nicole and today I have my April book haul for you guys. I've said this every single month that I've done book hauls, but I have a problem and I bought too many books. I don't know how it happens. They just add up. Anyway, I'm not gonna waste my time making excuses. Let's just jump right into the book haul. The first book I got this month was Queens of Geek by Jen Wilde. Okay, on the bright side, I have read almost all of these. So I actually got an arc of this a while ago and I loved it so much that I had to pick up a actual real edition once it came out. So if you don't know, this is about three best friends who are very excited to be going to their first convention, and it's like a Comic-Con type thing, and it follows two of their points of view. One of them got the chance to star in a major movie recently, and so she's doing press and she's having to deal with the fact that she's doing this press with her ex-boyfriend who broke her heart, while she's also trying to prove that she's over him to the rest of the world. And she has a crush on this other girl who's a YouTuber, which is where she got her start. And then the other point of view it follows is another one of the three friends who is super excited to meet her favorite author, but things kind of fall through and she figures out that the only way that she can actually meet this author is by winning this fan contest. But she's really nervous to do that because she is struggling with social anxiety, and along with all this, she's also kind of in love with their third friend. So this book just covers so many amazing topics. Like I said, I've already read this. I will link my full video review in the doobly-doo. The next book I got is the 13 Reasons Why 10th Anniversary edition. I already have the original edition from way back when. I think I stole that off of my sister's bookshelf forever ago. But this is the pretty 10th anniversary edition, and it's all like shiny and nice, and it has like bonus stories in the back and a bunch of like an interview with Jay Asher and a bunch of just bonus material in it. It's a really nice edition, and it's nice to finally have an edition of 13 Reasons Why that actually has a dust jacket on it, because mine for some reason never has. Then I got Alex and Eliza by Eliza de la Cruz, and this I actually have signed on here because I went to her event with Margaret Stoll in Seattle. And if you don't know what this is, it is pretty much exactly what it says on the tin. It is the love story of Alex and Eliza. I believe it goes from them meeting to their wedding. From what I understand, it is pretty closely based in historical fact, although because there's so many gaps in what we know about them, Eliza de la Cruz was able to sort of riff off in her own style. So Alexander Hamilton, Eliza Schuyler, falling in love. If you like Hamilton, then you should probably pick this up. I haven't not read this yet, so I can't say like for sure whether or not it's good. But I have enjoyed a lot of Melissa de la Cruz's other books, so I'm definitely excited to pick this one up. Then I got Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. I don't know a ton about this. I do love Brandon Sanderson's writing. I've read a number of his other books, and I absolutely love them. This is a beautiful British edition that matches my copies of the Mistborn trilogy. According to the back on this one at least, it says Warbreaker is the story of two sisters who happen to be princesses. The God King, one of them, has to marry a lesser god, and an immortal trying to undo the mistakes he made hundreds of years ago. So basically, from what I understand, the concept of this world is that if you die in a blaze of glory, you come back as a god. And there's this weird magic system called breath that is really powerful, but hard to like collect and get good with. And there's something to do with you can like draw upon the color of everyday objects. I don't know what that means, but I trust Brandon Sanderson and I know his writing is amazing, so I am very excited to pick this up as soon as I'm feeling in a high fantasy mood. Then I got a similarly matching version of Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. This is one I've already read. It's been one of my all-time favorite books for a really long time, but my copy is this big hardcover that doesn't match my other Brandon Sanderson books, so I wanted to pick this one up that matched, and I figured I was already ordering things from book depositories, so why not? If you don't know what Elantris is about, it is his debut novel that focused on this kingdom. It used to be ruled by these amazing ethereal beings who lived in the city called Elantris, and they could perform incredible magic, and they were basically like gods walking on Earth. And the cool thing was that anyone could become one. You just like woke up one day and you were like magically chosen. But a while ago something happened and Elantris like crumbled and got all gross and grimy, and all the Atlanteans basically became zombies who couldn't perform magic, and they lived forever but like they didn't heal, so if they got an injury. It just kind of like stayed there, and just everything just kind of fell apart. And it follows the story of a princess from a neighboring land who's been betrothed to the crown prince of this kingdom, and she is coming to meet him for the first time, but when she gets there, he's not there, because the other point of view follows him as he wakes up one morning and is an Elantian, and so he has to go live in Elantris, which used to, as I said, be like this huge honor and is now basically a curse. And they're both trying to figure out what's going on with the other one and how to fix their kingdom. Then I got The Education of Margot Sanchez by Lilium Rivera, and this is about a girl who kind of has it all. She goes to this expensive prep school, she's popular, she's pretty, but one day she spends a little too much money on her dad's credit card going shopping, and he decides to punish her by making her work in his deli. So then she has to deal with sort of falling from grace and dealing with the consequences of her actions. Then I got Lumberjanes Volume 6, Sink or Swim, and I love Lumberjanes. It's one of my all-time favorite comic series. I think it's so fun and funny and adorable, and I love these girls. It focuses on this group of girls at this summer camp that is kind of weird. At first it seems like your everyday summer camp, and then like supernatural type things keep happening. And it's this weird, like everyone around them is freaked out by everything that's going on, but like these girls are just kind of going with it and having fun, and it's just a lot of fun to read, and I highly recommend it. Then I got Not If I See You First by Eric Lindstrom, and this is about a girl who is blind, and a few months ago her dad died, and so her aunt and her cousins moved into her house, and so now she's struggling with having to all of a sudden be very close with this part of her family who she didn't really talk to all that much before. And then she's also having to deal with the fact that a boy who used to be a very big part of her life but betrayed her and broke her heart is all of a sudden back. I have read this and I will talk about it in my wrap-up. Then I got Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins, and this is one that I had in paperback and repurchased in hardcover because when I originally got the paperback, the only hardcover that was out had the original covers on it, which, like, if you know the original covers of the Anna Lola Isla series, you know why I probably did not want that. But now they've re-released the books in hardcover in the new covers, and I have Anna in the new covers, I have Isla in the new covers, and so now I finally have the matching Lola. Then I got How to Repair a Mechanical Heart by J.C. Lillis, and this is about two boys who run one of the most popular web series talking about this show. It's sort of a Star Trek-y kind of thing, and they are about to embark on a road trip to go to every single convention for this show this summer. And at each convention, they're going to ask the cast members or showrunners who are there whether or not the main character slept with his best friend. And they're doing this to basically prove a point to the shippers of the fandom, because while they may be both gay, they do not think that those particular characters are. I have already read this. It is super cute, and I'll talk about it more in my wrap-up. Then I got Doing It by Hannah Witten, and this is a non-fiction book that's kind of just a sex and relationship advice kind of thing. I've been following Hannah Witten on YouTube and Twitter and just general internets for a really long time, and I absolutely love her. Then I got Teaching My Mother How to Give Birth by Warsan Shire, and I've heard a lot of really good things about Warsan Shire. The sort of main touchstone I have for her is that Beyonce quoted one of her poems in Lemonade. This is one of her chapbooks. I expected it to be larger than it actually is when I ordered it. It's only like 30 pages long, but I have read this and I'll talk about it in my wrap-up. Then I got Born to Love, Cursed to Feel by Samantha King, and this is another book of poetry. This is one that I've just heard a lot of people talking about on Twitter and in real life, so I thought I would pick it up. Then I got Geekarella by Ashley Poston, and this is a modern Cinderella retelling about a girl who her parents were sort of big name fans for this show that is kind of, from what I could understand, maybe a little bit like a mix of like Star Trek and Firefly maybe. But unfortunately her parents died a while ago, and now she's living with her stepmom and of course evil stepsisters, and she's currently kind of excited, kind of angry, because they just announced the casting of the movie sort of reboot of the series, and the star is a from her perspective, airhead soap opera star who may be hot, but he is clearly, of course, not fit for the part But then we also follow his perspective and him shooting the movie and like being in Hollywood, and they kind of accidentally like get each other's numbers and start talking, but like they don't know who each other are, and it's like super cute and romantic. Anyway, clearly I've already read this. I'll talk about it more in my wrap-up. Then I got The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli, and if you know me, then you know I love Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. Seriously, he is my fave. And so obviously I was super excited to get Upside of Unrequited. This is about a girl who has had 26 crushes throughout her lifetime, but she's never had a boyfriend. But when her sister's new girlfriend introduces her to one of her friends, she thinks that maybe he might be her first boyfriend, her first kiss. But then at the same time, she is dealing with the fact that she feels like she's losing her sister to her sister's new girlfriend, and she also starts this new job and meets this other guy who is not the kind of guy that she ever thought that she would fall for, but like, she might find herself falling for him. I've already read this one. I have a full video review for it that I will link in the doobly-doo, and I'll also talk about it in my wrap-up. Then I got I Am More Than a Daydream by Jenny Cecilia, and I read Jenny Cecilia's previous book of poems and enjoyed it, so I thought that I would pick up this one. It has been getting a lot of positive sort of discussion on Twitter. Then the final book I got is Not Otherwise Specified by Hannah Moskowitz, and this is about a bisexual girl who is, I believe she does ballet, I think, and she's recovering from an eating disorder, and in her therapy group she meets this other girl who she maybe starts to fall for. So those are all the books I got this month. Let me know what you guys think of any of these. If you guys have read them, which one I should read next, let me know in the comments down below. I love you guys, and I will see you later.